I have to tell you, this recording every day is really a great adventure. I'm really loving it because normally I record something about 6 or 7 different times and I slice it all up and kind of put it together. And it seems to work out just about right, or at least that's what you see. And this time I'm only doing everything once, or except for the one where it's just erased. And so it's all off the cuff, and I have to try to think about what I'm going to say and try not to mess up because I'm only doing one take of this. Well, I think this is pretty good, though. I'm working on being able to talk and spin at the same time more efficiently. Hi, it's Denise from Foursquare Micro Farm. Okay, so today's been actually a really busy day. I had a job interview, and so it's only really getting into the evening where I'm actually getting down to spin. So unfortunately, I'm not going to finish this bobbin in time for the video. So I'm just gonna kind of do better than I did yesterday with whatever happened with the video. Okay, I made a bit of a compromise so that I think I have the camera angle right so that you can actually see more of what I'm doing with my hands. But that also means that you can't actually see my face. If I take the camera out far enough that you'll be able to see me, then you don't really get a good view as to what I'm doing here, which is one of the reasons. It's just one of the reasons why I normally film over my shoulder or really close up. And I'm actually, too, I'm a lot closer to the orifice than I would normally be, because that's what kind of keeps me in the camera shot here. So I think for tomorrow's one, tomorrow shouldn't be quite such a busy day, and I have more time to go about this. I'll take a wider shot, and then I'll stop and take a closer shot, so then you can see how far I normally actually sit away from the orifice, and kind of still have a really good idea. Also, too, I'm sitting on this, and this is lower than the chair I normally sit in. But this is, at this point, there's so much stuff in this room that the chair doesn't really fit, because I'm midstream in about 3 or 4 different projects. The chair doesn't fit, and so I'm sitting on this piece instead of the chair. It's basically. Gray is going very nicely. You know, Finn just goes very nicely. One of the beautiful things I like about it. It's long, it's smooth, and it's kind of soft and a little more springy than curly, but it's still pretty curly. And it just spins really nicely. I am wishing that this gray was a little bit darker. And I think at this point I'm not going to do anything about it, because I like to weave without washing my yarns. And there's a little bit in there in Sarah Lamb's book about spin the weave. Some people prefer to spin and weave without wetting the yarn, setting the twist, or what have you. And don't really need to set the twist per se, but you may or may not want to release some of that tension in your yarn before using it, because it will behave differently washed than it will used straight off the bobbin. However, in my case, I kind of try to figure that into what I'm weaving, and there's no hard and fast rules. So I like to have that extra energy, whatever extra energy I may have in the skein, released into the item being woven. So if I dye this yarn darker, if I wanted to dye it darker as a skein, that means this one would be washed and all the other ones wouldn't be, and that, I think, is definitely not the best idea. So I really don't want to do that. But I do have some darker gray from Imani Hopkins, so that'll just be another color variation for that. In the footage that was lost yesterday, I talked about the Jacob spin and how I cleared off the bobbins for the ladybug and did the plying on the Luette, which is something I don't generally do. If I started on one wheel, I finish it on that wheel. And the main reason why I did it, well, the second main reason, the first main reason is I wanted to use this wheel for the spin together and the spin the weave along. It had a lot more bobbins. Secondly, I did it because the bobbin size on my Luette is almost twice the size of the bobbins on the Ladybug, and there was so much fiber on the bobbins of Ladybug. They were filled to capacity. There was no way in the world I was getting plied yarn from those two bobbins back onto one single Ladybug bobbin. It just wasn't going to happen. And so I pulled out the Luette so I could fill that bobbin. Not that I need big continuous bobbins for weaving. I really don't. But it's nice to have a centered pool ball that you can just, use up in a pass instead of several balls. So I think about like that, but it's not necessary because I've used several different colors from different fibers and different spins in weaving. So it's not like a big deal, but hey, if I can do it, then I just go ahead and do it, and it is easier. But at any rate, I talked about the differences for me between the Ladybug and the Luette, why I like them both, why I will probably never give up my Luette, why I prefer to use Ladybug for some spins and the Luette for others. So I think at some point I'll sit down and bring out the 3 wheels that are physically with me, the great wheels in storage. And I don't really use it that much, but I'll talk about the 3 wheels that I have here and how I'm using them all differently. The Ladybug for Scotch tension, the Luette Irish tension for bobbin lead, and the Country Craftsman is double drive, and how each of them are different. They're very different wheels for me, and why I like all 3 of them and when I use them. Okay, so I'm trying to be mindful not to move my hands out of the shot, but of course that is the problem here because I am drafting way too close to the orifice for what I normally like to do. Maybe I'll push the wheel forward a bit and you can see that. I should be plying this by tomorrow if I'm not completely done with it for the next video pass and on to the yellow fiber. Okay, I just want to sneak this in. This morning, well, I started with last night. I've been really thinking about little project bags, and I make the normal project bags with the drawstring and the flat bottom, and they're cute. But I wanted something a little cuter, a little different, and I wanted something I could basically make out of one fat quarter. So I kind of found this thing for a DOP bag, and no one tutorial really did what I wanted to, so it took me about 4 different tutorials for me to figure out what it is I wanted to make. And I wanted really cute DOP kit bag from one fat quarter, and it turned out really cute. And I'll stop and show that to you in a moment. Before I show you that, let me go ahead and show you a test. So here we go. And I do this periodically just to make sure I'm in the right space here. Let's get that off of here. And so, that's not too bad. It's a little thinner than I want, but hey, it's not like fingering. And then we just kind of let that ply back on itself. And that's really nice right there. That's about, it's not too bad. A little thinner than I want, but not too bad. Okay, so that just keeps me on track. Just in case I'm running off at the mouth too much and I get it too thin. pulling it out. Oh, lost that there. Just bring that to the tip. And keep on moving. Here we go. Okay, I am on, yes I am. I am on the smallest swirl. And you know what? I just treadle like this. I might as well be jogging. It's about the same to me. I would like to take my step counter and like place it on the treadles and see if it does anything. And I'm drafting fairly fast too. You don't have to spin this fast. You don't have to draft this fast. I just kind of do everything like that at top speed. You should watch me walk. Yeah, really. Sometimes I'm dragging those poor German Shepherds. Okay, so this is pretty much where I'm at so far. That's looking really nice. I feel like I got forever left in this little bag, but I'll be done with it by the end of the night and ready to fly. Okay, so here's my little dot kit bag. And let's, you know what, for comparison, let's stuff this guy. I would say that I could probably get a skein of sock yarn. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. I could get a skein of sock yarn and make a pair of socks, and it would just about fit in this bag. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's good. If I had my little Turkish drop spindle, I could probably fit that in here and just kind of carry it around. Just a little something fun. Okay, so there you go. Oh, you know what? I guess this could hang around my wrist, and I could pull my fiber from here too. Could always do that. Okay, so anyway, it's day 3, and I think I'm doing pretty good. I still have to rewind the other skein, and so I have some reports on yardages when I get to the end. Not as much yard as I'd hope, but it's been a pretty busy week, and I'm happy about it. So I hope everybody who's doing the spin together is having an awesome week. And if you're spinning for the weave along, I can't wait to start seeing your yarns in the Weaving with Handspun group. Go ahead and post those yarns up. Post your spin to weave along and your spin together with the hashtags in Instagram and on Facebook, Ravelry, and wherever else you're posting. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Click like. If you like, click like if you don't like. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.